Episode 260. We just finished wrapping up another random NPC's side quest here in Idleshire, and during that I think Komori finally remembered she has a job to do. Taking out a certain world-ending threat just outside of the front doors here. Alexander, we kind of left off, I guess, about to end the world or something. Something very bad about traveling through time. The goblin's about to activate all of its features or something. Of course, Komori has a job to do, but more importantly, someone else had a job to do as well, right? I think it was the Garland Ironworks that were promising us a way to get inside. Maybe they figured that out by now. I don't exactly remember who was getting us in, if it was either Sid or Biggs or Wedge. I know Stroller was in on it. Just one of them. As long as they can get us in there, we'll shoot the guy. We'll shoot all the goblins, we'll shoot Alexander. Whatever we find in there, we'll shoot. Just checking, it is right here, yeah. Right, Mide's also in on this. Did you figure out a way in? Ah, adventurer. You come at an opportune moment. It would seem we have a visitor. I was pacing about, thinking of Round Rocks, when something in the shadows drew my eye. Right. We'll get inside and shoot everyone except Round Rocks, who we're going to rescue. We didn't forget. Definitely didn't forget. I caught only a brief glimpse, but it bore an uncanny resemblance to Quickthink's constant companion. Shanoa, was it? If the Curl's here, there's a good chance her Illuminati keepers are close by. We'd best track her down, and quickly. Follow me. Right, there was also a black cat inside the Primal. We'll shoot everyone except Round Rocks and Shanoa, the black cat. Is there anyone else you want to remind me of that we shouldn't shoot? That is a cat indeed. But it's an evil cat, right? It works for the evil team? Just as I thought, it is Shanoa. Or is it? One coral kitten looks much the same as another, and she doesn't seem to have brought any of her friends. Over there. Uplanders, what are all these snap crashings and pishkaw? An Illuminati spy, sent by Quickthings to observe our movements. Like as not. Given the sizable disadvantage at which we find ourselves, we thought it best to relieve him of duty. He spent his final moments babbling about all of the Illuminati's deranged schemes, claimed that once the final core was activated, and Alexander fully operational, the fortress would gain the power to travel through time, taking them along with it. He seemed quite convinced that Quickthings was a prophet of sorts, a traveler from the future, come to the present to return history to its proper state. And that's not the half of it. According to him, the battle for history has already been won, and not by us. For the future is writ in the Enigma Codex, and we but play out our roles in it. Quickthinks, a traveler from the future, that would certainly explain how he was able to anticipate our every move, but could it be that he has already conquered the world of tomorrow? Have all our efforts been in vain? Bah, tongue flaps of crazed Illuminati make brain case hurt. Backricks would speak of different subject. What brings Uplanders back to shortstop? Having settled upon a plan of action, Sid and I were in the process of making our final preparations with Master Matoya, when this kitten scampered in, mewing as if to beckon us. We duly followed her, and she led us here, much to the dismay of the fellow at our feet. I'm not one to look a gift curl in the mouth, But something about all of this doesn't sit right with me. She's been at Quick Things' side. Make that on his bloody head, every step of the way. And now she decides to betray her keepers. If that cat could speak our tongue, I would have a question or two for her. Maybe even 3. Damn, 3 whole questions? Ugh, I can't believe I'm even considering this. But then it wouldn't be the strangest thing I've said, or I've heard today. You there, cat. You're Shanoa. Quick Things is a little familiar, aren't you? 2 mews for yay, 1 for nay. Mew, mew. Just a coincidence. Did she truly? Do you want to go home? Mew. 7 hells. I think the bloody furball might actually understand us. But that doesn't mean we can trust her. For all we know, she could be here to do her master's dirty work. It's kind of funny, because this cat was just in the background for the first 2 tiers of the raid. And of course it was conspicuous, the camera lingered on it every now and again. But it was never really brought up until now. It's as if they decided to make it a plot point in the very last tier. Which I know they didn't, but just the fact that nobody really mentioned it was kind of... I don't know, maybe it was just a way to hide this plot point up until the very end. A moment, Uplanders. Tongue flaps of Roundrox come to Backwix's brain case. 3 years ago, when Roundrox found Codex Splinterstone, Roundrox says, Black Curl Child is there, onlooking. Backwix thinks nothing of this then, but now... You mean to imply that Shanoa here was present when we attempted the summoning? I very much doubt that. If she were a kitten 3 years ago, she would be a fully grown Coral by now. Are you sure about that? Because the passage of time in Final Fantasy, like NPCs not becoming adults and things like that, I don't know, it's just hard to measure for me. Unless, that is, she took a shortcut through time. An implausible theory, I grant you, but one we cannot well dismiss in light of recent events. If true, it would raise a still more troubling possibility. That Roundrox's discovery of the Codex was no mere coincidence, but an event orchestrated by Quick Things to further his own ends. Oh, this just gets better and better. Look, whatever is going on here, we're not like to find out by standing around and talking. We need to delve deeper into that fortress. And as luck would have it, Wedge claims his latest invention will allow us to do just that. Okay, Wedge did his job. I've sent him and Biggs on ahead to the Maker's Quarter to perform their final tests. Meet them there when you're ready. I'll join you as soon as my own preparations are complete. Me. I guess the whole gesture there was, leave it to me. Point to yourself and say, I got this. To travel back in time and set past wrongs aright. Who could resist such temptation? And how grievous the consequences of surrendering to it? For in allowing the past to consume us, and making our every choice, our every action, the correct one, would we not cease to live in the present, and in turn, lose sight of the future? 'Tis a path not to redemption, but to madness. Very philosophical. And off we go. Live in the present, huh? Sometimes I have to fix my own past mistakes in post or something like that. Like if I record something wrong or something like that. It just makes more editing work for me. The less mistakes I make, the better, but maybe I can just learn to accept those mistakes and not do the editing work. Although that would just be being lazy, isn't it? I'm sure Ishtola isn't telling me to be lazy. Ishkar, Snapclick's Watchguard Steel Giant, Steel Giant will be going nowhere without Snapclicks knowing. Yup, it sure is going nowhere. If QuickThinks truly has seen the future, we may very well be walking straight into a trap. And yet, what other choice do we have? I must apologize once again for my negligence last time, Komoi. Rest assured, I've done my utmost to make it up to you with my latest invention. Why, it may very well be my best yet. Yes, I have a good feeling about this mission. This time we'll show that power-mad Gobby what for. Ah, Komoi. All fired up and ready to go, are we? I'd best hurry up and brief you on the task at hand. In a nutshell, we'll be attacking the Primal on two fronts. As we speak, Mistral is leading an attempt to cut off the Primal's source of ether. Our job, meanwhile, will be to head into the belly of the beast and rescue young Roundrocks. Without her to view the Enigma Codex for him, the Illuminati won't be able to turn back time anymore, giving us a fighting chance at beating the bastards. The chief reckons that the shortest path is through the giant's the giant's great fat noggin. The only problem being that it's inside the barrier. Not to worry though. Wedge's latest wonder will take care of that. He's dubbed it the BBG-2, which he tells me is short for Barrier Be Gone. Of course, the barrier doesn't just serve to keep folk out. It also keeps the Primal in. That being why Media and her mates raised the bleeding thing in the first place. So the moment it goes down, there'll be nothing to stop the Colossus from running rampant, if it has a mind to. Which means we're going to need to move fast. The Chief will take the Excelsior in as close as he can to Alexander's head, where you'll jump off and secure us away inside. Wasting no time, you'll then climb back aboard. And Wedge will re-engage the barrier, all before our metal friend even knows what's happening. Got it? Good. Because we've got our work cut out for us. Let's get going. Okay, and we can now enter. The sun is setting, but I imagine the sun might be rising by the time we actually get in here. Maybe. Just because I'm gonna have to probably wait a while for this too. Maybe not. I guess the duty roulette might actually pop in 6 minutes if that's actually true. It's not always true, but it is a weekend, kind of. So yeah, maybe just 6 minutes. We'll see. Alright, time to deactivate the barrier. The smoke is too thick. Can't see a damn thing. You'll have to press on alone. And here we are, Eyes of the Creator. It was actually only 2 minutes, surprisingly. Oh no, this one had mechanics. They mostly have mechanics, all of them, but sometimes the mechanics are harder than the others. Triple triad, huh? Okay, this guy also had mechanics, but mainly for tanks. Luckily, the tank is actually pointing it towards that way, because this guy does a cleave. The off-tank should be sharing the cleave, though. I don't think they are. I guess I can use this. We'll get our drill back and the supercharge by the time we get to the actual boss, I guess. Just don't want to blow all my resources until we're actually at the boss. I can blow a little bit more resources. I like this entrance to the raid though. You're actually climbing on top of Alexander out in the world. They put all this steel around so you can't see the outer world, but it's still fun. Yeah, this guy. Refurbisher 0, I think. They waited for me. Thanks. Gotta make sure we're not in front of the guy. Oh, they are handling the mechanics. Yeah, you gotta activate these things with the bombs. And then take care of these scrap things so that they don't die over the lava. Or should they die over the lava? I guess they should. If these guys killed it. Well, you don't want them to be corpses over the lava, I don't think. Or maybe you just activate them and then down them over the same place? No, that can't be right. I'm pretty sure we did that wrong, but prove me wrong. I guess we're fine. Yeah, they did it right. Hide behind this for scrap first. I was trying to actually help out Karai here by putting this next to them. Okay, yeah, we have to activate these ones and move them over there, that's why. So yeah, I guess we didn't have to activate those guys the first time, did we? I think. Because they were already over the lava? The boss gets a lot harder if it's able to stockpile the scrap that's around, hence the name Refurbisher. Which is why you want to get rid of them by dumping them in the lava, I guess. But also you can't just leave them alone at first, because I think they also explode if you do it wrong for some reason. And this guy's a bit of a pain in the ass. You want him to die over the lava, but not while he's alive. I guess it's true for all the guys. Oh no. Well, that's what happens when you do it over the lava. I'm sure someone here is about to mention what we're supposed to do. It looks a lot bigger from here. Yep, there we go. Codebiorg knows. Yeah, I guess the in-lore reasoning is that if the battery is active when it like goes in lava, or something like that, while it's powered, it's just bad to overheat or something. It explodes. So you don't want to do that. You want it to be off before you dispose of it. Properly disposed waste and all that. And it gets a free stockpile at the very start, but that's just a way of demonstrating the way the mechanics work. Do we even need to activate that one? It seems like they're doing that. Or maybe Jin's just doing it wrong. I guess we can just assume he's doing it right. I should have used Supercharge on the drill there. I guess the next best thing would be the end of my combo. Oh no. Okay, I just barely got out of that one. I'm basically leaving all the bombs to someone else, but I could handle them myself. But apparently I don't know what I'm doing. I can't help with the DPS though. Oh no. And we're out of the lava. Get out of there, Kipo. Engine. Okay, they're fine. I guess there's more of a warning than I thought. Think he might do the big sweep now? The huge Kono that's hard to get away from as a tank. Grab line. And here comes Faust again. Gotta get it away from that immediately. Usually the off tank takes that. I guess I'm tanking. Yeah, I can't tank that. I think the main tank had to take on both tanking Faust and the boss, maybe. And here we are. Yeah, tanking it in the opposite corner that it spawns in is usually a good idea. If your DPS is better, then you can actually tank it in like one of the other corners, but I guess the place that I brought it to was fine. Yeah, I did a mechanic sort of. Kind of. You can't stockpile what's in the lava. I can take this one. I guess they aggro on whoever puts down the thing. Never noticed that. I guess that's why the off tank does it, huh? Oh no, you don't have to activate them again. Not again. That's bad. That's actually really bad. Well, at least the boss didn't stockpile them. It's not as bad as boss going into lava. That is bad though. Okay, we're alive. See, when the bosses actually have mechanics, it gets pretty dangerous, doesn't it? I actually can't even pay attention to my own rotation here. Just gets harder and harder, this boss. Those guys got it, right? We'll leave it to the actual tank. I guess the Jin's getting it. And we got it. I'd say that went pretty well. Just one mistake on Foss, which is kind of par for the course for this boss. Whenever I see this boss in Duty Roulette, I think to myself, this guy has mechanics, and I never remember it in the first round. I guess I probably should at this point, huh? Let's give it to the main tank, although they're not here. I guess we'll give it to Jin. I guess Jin was handling the bombs most of the time. And it is actually still nighttime. I was kind of counting on it becoming daytime by the time we got out of here, but that's fine. Fine work, old friend. Thanks to you, we have our way in. Stay where you are. We're coming. But first, now that you're clear, we had best get that barrier back up before the big fellow gets restless. Wedge, ready the BBG-2, and reactivate the barrier on my mark. Mark. Of course, they can't just leave the barrier down in between missions or whatever. They have to absolutely make sure that you can only see the version of this Alexander right here where the barrier is around it, because they can't change the geometry of the outside world. They can change what it looks like, but they can't change the geometry. An excellent timing, Y'shtola. Komoi has done it. We have a clear path into the heart of the beast. Yeah, I guess the barrier doesn't go around the inside. It kind of makes sense. Good. 'Tis a relief to hear that at least one side of the operation proceeded according to plan. And actually, yeah, I guess the arms also go inside without having the barrier cut in the inside. The same may not be said of the other. Our efforts to cut off the primal source of ether proved wholly ineffective. Quite why, I cannot say, though I am hopeful that one among us can. What, Mide? On the basis... Oh, what is he saying? Oh, that she can explain. Not what Mide as in, what do you have for us? What you mean, Mide, is what he's saying. What, Mide? On the basis that she summoned the damn thing, you mean? I think you'd better explain. Like all primals, Alexander constantly draws ether from its surroundings, both to sustain itself and to gain in strength. Master Matoya and I believed we could disrupt, or at the very least inhibit this process, by means of Arcanima. By creating a vast impassable etheric membrane between the primal and the land from which it drinks, aye. Which is why the old witch had me place those infernal devices of hers in every nook and cranny of this place. Are you telling me they don't work? Yes and no. As far as we can tell, the Arcanima are functioning precisely as intended, and yet, for reasons we have been unable to ascertain, they have had no measurable effect on the primal. Alright, now was it Mide? If there's anything you haven't told us, we need to hear it now. We're running out of options. No more secrets. I fear it will not avail us, but very well. It all began with a curious encounter in my younger days. I was out playing on my own one day, when a stranger appeared before me. He told me anything my heart wished for could be mine if I but heeded his words. In my youth, I did not fully comprehend what the man was proposing at the time. Nevertheless, his words seemed to burn themselves into my very soul. "Reunite the scattered shards of the Enigma Codex," he said, "and perform the sacred rite before the ruins that yet stand strong against the river's flow. Then, and only then, shall your hopes and dreams become reality." If this were any other, raid, this would be prime Asian territory, right? Tell some random soul how they can achieve their heart's desire, tell them that they can do it through summoning, and just kind of instigate Zodiac and all that. But, this doesn't look like an Asian thing. With that, he handed me a relic, a horn with a tip of metal, which seemed so foreign as to hail from another world. It would serve as a catalyst for the summoning, he explained. A gift from your friend, Travanchet. And then he was gone. Travanchet? I know the man. Our paths crossed during my time in Nimsa, in the days before the calamity. I might have guessed that the Asians had a hand in this. Okay, it is the Asians, but it's based on the wording here, it's 1.0 shenanigans. Travanchet? Did he have something to do with Alexander? I might have to look this up after this episode. But it is almost certainly just a weird writing thing that they might have just made it been the Asians if it was the writing for 2.0 or 3.0 or beyond. But they had to retcon in Travanchet for some reason. That's what it feels like. I won't actually know unless I look it up. The horn of which you speak was once rumored to reside on Seal Rock. It is a lost relic of the ancients, with the power to manipulate the etheric energy in the very air around us. The Scions have long pursued the horn, fearing the devastation that might ensue, or an artifact of such power to fall into the wrong hands. Finally, I do begin to see. If I have the right of it, Alexander's third core is using the horn to draw ether from far and wide. 'Tis little wonder our plan failed. Even without moving an elm, the Primal possesses the means to drain not just this land of ether, but our very star. Then our course is clear. If the old witch's magics won't avail us, we shall just have to get inside and dismantle the core the old-fashioned way. Same plan as usual, then. Indeed, and yet we must be wary. We have seen the course of time reversed once before. We may well yet see it again. Even should we succeed in destroying our target, there is naught to prevent the Illuminati from simply returning the stricken core to its previous state. Aye, they are free to turn back the clock again and again, the primal growing stronger all the while. So what do we do then? We can't just give up. No, we press on. Lest we forget, controlling Alexander requires the Codex, and the Codex is but a useless piece of stone without the mind of the Gobby girl. If we can rescue Round Rocks, Quick Things will have no way to flip the hourglass. The Circle of Knowing once tasked me with recovering the horn, and 'twas through my own negligence that Travanchet acquired it. That it now endangers our world is my responsibility. Even were I not a scion, I should do all in my power to make amends. Whatever assistance I can offer, it is yours. Funny how we're looping in Ishtola this way. She was already part of the quest, but now it's personal, I guess. Kinda weird. Weird 1.0 shenanigans. But what happened to Travanchet? Is he like a ghost or an Asian or what? Then it begins. I'll send word to our friends in Idleshire. Big Swedge, ready the Excelsior. Gomoy, prepare for departure. Let Operation Rescue Round Rocks commence. Quick, shoot him. Do a sniper shot. No, it's too late. What? You want this cat? Wait. 2 cats? This is like that thing, Schrödinger. It's nothing like Schrödinger, but I mean, it's funny cat stuff. The quantum cat. Okay. I would have much preferred if that cutscene was in daytime, as usual. Pishka. No, wait. No change there. It's you. Wait, what? The name's Schrödinger? Actually? I was just joking. I didn't actually remember this fact from my main playthrough. I guess they're calling it Schrödinger because there is actually some relation to the whole Schrödinger's box thing. I mean, it's not about 2 cats, it's about the quantum state of a cat, or something. I don't think it has anything to do with time travel. Whatever. Fishcaw. Backwick sees Shanoa on top of Worthy Cog Giant. This is different, Coral Kitten. So Backwick's names her Schrödinger. What does it mean? Backwick's does not know. Okay, no lore on Backwick's, or rather, no lore on Schrödinger. Where does this name come from in the Final Fantasy XIV universe? Maybe it's just some funny name, doesn't have to come from anywhere. You're Schrödinger now. Mew. Oh, is that one Mew for no? You're not Schrödinger? Well, you're Schrödinger now. Even if we succeed in freeing Vandrox, what will remain of the girl we once knew? To the Illuminati, she's little more than a cog in their divine machine. They need her alive, aye, but no more than that. And they will not have scrupled to use any means necessary to force her compliance. You think so? Backwick said she saw Shanoa standing on top of the Colossus. Backwick thinks aside, just as you'd expect her to be. Do you think Backwick's new pet is just a long-lost littermate? The resemblance is truly uncanny. Well, I mean, there's no other model for this thing. Of course they're gonna look the same. 7 hells. It wasn't enough that those Illuminati lunatics had a bleeding time machine, was it? No, it had to be a time machine with the power to destroy the whole bleeding world. I mean, I'm used to the future of Eorzea being at stake, but this is the future, past and present all rolled into one. We have to get Roundrocks out of there, before those gobbies can put any more of their crazy schemes in motion. Agreed. Speaking of gobbies, have you talked to old Backwicks lately? Turns out the kitten you met wasn't Shanoa at all. Just a doppelganger. He's already taken the little furball back to the shortstop, and given it a name. What? No, it's right here. Schrödinger, or however you pronounce it. Anyway, I'd best be heading back that way myself. See you there, Komori. He's right here. He didn't go back. What are you talking about? Ready to head back into the belly of the beast, Komori? Alright. Let's get this rescue mission off the ground. First, some good news. While the barrier was down, we were able to get our first good look inside Alexander's innards. As far as we can tell, Roundrox is being held captive in what seems to be the central control chamber of the whole Colossus, called helpfully Central Control. As to how to reach it, do you remember when you infiltrated Metis? There was that cavernous room with a dirty great city in it? Yeah, it was kind of a huge surprise. Aye, well, we spotted one of those floating platforms which goes back and forth between there and the place we need to get to. The quickest route to the city is straight through the giant's head. You'll go into the hatch you opened for us last time, take care of any guards, and secure the platform I mentioned. Meanwhile, the chief and the others will be making their way to you via Metis, after setting out in advance to sweep the place for any nasty surprises. Once you've all rendezvoused, it'll be time to storm the control room, while me and Wedge stage a little diversion. Got all that? Good. Then let's crack some Illuminati skulls. Indeed. And right back into it. No, not you. This time 7 minutes. Last time it only took like 2 or 3 minutes, so maybe this time 4 minutes, if I'm lucky. Anyone else saying anything different? I will go with Sid and Ishtola, and rid Metis of any lurking Illuminati ambushers. Groundrox is counting on us, friend. Be safe, and I will see you on the inside. We are 99% certain that the Enigma Codex is also in central control, both it and Roundrox being required to operate the Colossus. Intriguingly, the platform which will take us there seems to have been installed quite recently. One can only assume that the original design sought to make the place less readily accessible for reasons of security. Happily, however, the Illuminati favored a more practical arrangement. And I think that's new. The Illuminati are holding Roundrox captive in Alexander's central control room. Your task is to go in through the head and secure the platform that'll take us there. You can expect it to be well guarded, but don't you worry, we'll be right behind you. No new information, no new flavor either. Guess I didn't have to read that one. Did they add this in? I previously mentioned how they can't add in geometry. Did there just used to be like a floating rock here? Maybe if I look back at the footage at the beginning of this episode, I could see if there's like a rock here if I pan the camera up or something. I don't know. Well, I guess we're waiting here on Alexander's head, or something. Surprising the control room isn't actually in the head or whatever. And in no time I'm sure some adventurers will come our way. Any minute now. Another part of the raid that takes place in this fun city. What is this? What's going on? What's everyone talking about? Oh, someone left. We're missing a DPS. Well, we don't need it. Trying to take in the cityscape while we're here. I can interrupt that. I did it. That's my job. Alright, we got one. I guess we're going this way. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Want to use the crossbow. Okay, well, that's already done. Didn't really use my entire heat gauge there. This boss also has mechanics, I'm just remembering. Namebricks is not hating uplanders. Something something. Yeah, rip me, I know. Not hating uplanders, but quick things pays much jingly shine. Namebricks kills, uplanders dead. Got it. Don't worry, I made it in. Oh. Damn. At least I didn't get hit by both of them. Well, I'm stabbed now. Okay, what traps are going off? It's really hard to tell what's going on here. Oh, and then we have this to deal with. They actually got the good music playing here. Or was this the same song as what they played in the last raid? It might have been. Should be able to tell based on what the boss is doing what type of attack is coming, but I'm still not sure how to do it. Like I said, there's a lot going on, it's hard to pay attention. Charge, so what's that one? Okay, that one's the ball, I guess. I don't think anyone here knows what they're doing, because our main tank has so many bone stacks, and so does everyone else, except for, well, the one person that died. Oh, get away from those. Are they moving? No. It's all like different traps, one after another, but I don't know where he's stacking them. It has to be like the icon that appears over him briefly. This might have been why that one guy quit at the beginning, because they didn't know what was going on, right? But that's no reason to quit. You keep going and then you learn. Or you don't learn and you just make it through anyway. Sometimes that's just how it goes. It was too late for that anyway. Should have done the limit break earlier. Well, it was chaotic, but we made it. Very dramatic. We kind of understood the mechanics of the first raid, the first stage, whatever boss. This one I had no idea. And everyone's out. Excellent work, old friend. That platform is our shortcut to the heart of the machine. It all seems quiet on our front. So, 7 hells. We've got company. It's kind of hard to get a good sense of the layout here. Where are we? Just like somewhere deep in like the center of the torso? If not the head, then I guess that must be where the core is. Ah, there you are, Komoi. We were met by a small welcoming party, but it was nothing we couldn't handle. Biggs and Wedge just contacted me as well. They're headed here as we speak. Round rocks. So this is the Enigma Codex. Wasn't the Enigma Codex like the big pyramid or something? Or did they, at the end of the last raid series, like transform it into this? I guess they must have. I say pyramid, it was like a cone thing. And that must be the third and final core. 12 have mercy. If you could but see the volume of ether issuing from it. Fishcaw, yes, much swirly bright. Time wings can spread. Travel to overtimes. Make bad things good again. Could it be? Do we truly have the power to change the past? I could erase my mistakes. I could see him again. 3 years ago, Mide lost Dear One. Mide wants Dear One back, yes? Round Rocks helps Mide. Round Rocks, no. You must save your strengths. Mide worries too much. Round Rocks is strong, Gobby. Uplanders, hold on to brain cases. Time wings, spread. Oh wait, that's the Enigma Codex, right. And I guess it was projecting the thing up into the sky. 7 hells, has the girl gone mad? Stop this, Round Rocks. Stop, I say. Reversing time. Where the hell are we going now? Biggs, where are we? And why is everything spinning? Biggs, Wedge, can you hear me? Runrox has engaged Alexander's time distortion mechanism. We're hurtling into the past. What? It wasn't you guys, or was it? Wait. Was it them? Or was it us? Time paradox. But Biggs, over here. You're not going to believe this. What's Meaty doing down there with all those... Oh, hold on. They're performing the summoning ritual. Bugger me. We really are in the past. What in the 7 hells? Someone's taking control of the Colossus. Hold on tight. Nothing's about to go berserk. Damn it all. This isn't right. We must abort the summoning. Quickly, Mide. The seal. Diane, no! You always hated him, didn't you? Pishkal? What is Metal-Making Kitten doing? The old bootstrap paradox maneuver. Works every time. Infinitely, looping in on itself. That's how it works, right? That was Schrodinger, so... Well, let's not worry about it yet. And several years later, I guess. It would seem we are back in our own time. Pishkal, past is made right, and we return to now times. Treasure hunters' friends die, as it is writ, as it must be. Uplanders serve quick dinks well today. Pishkal, Uplanders are not grasping meaning. Quick dinks breaks into bitty pieces, fit in Uplanders' tiny brain cases. Time is flat round shape. All things Uplanders and Gobbies did, are doing, and will do. Doings happen over and over and over again, for all times. So when Mida and her friends attempted to summon Alexander 3 years ago, what they actually saw was us traveling back in time. But that's madness. Time is an endless circle. My failure, my pain, my suffering. It was all doomed to unfold like this from the very beginning. Let us away, quickly. Mide must hurry. No, nothing remains for me out there. My future, my past, my reason for being. It all ended, before it ever began. So what, you're just gonna hang out here? Mide. Well, that is bad, isn't it? But I mean, We kind of had it bad ourselves, right? We died a whole lot to that boss. I mean, I died one time, but it was a pretty rough boss battle. A lot of our friends were dying vulnerability stacks all the way. I think we have it worse than Meter right now. Let's just take a moment to breathe. And while we breathe, it seems like there's going to be some maintenance that I have to log out for. That would be a good time to take a break.